Pre-algebra, lesson 10, divisibility. All right, now when it comes to divisibility, we're going to be focusing on some rules for divisibility, which can be found on page 39 of your textbook. So on page 39, we have this little block that says rules for divisibility. These are 4 rules that you should absolutely memorize. And there we go, we can see them now. So the first one is, oh, I forgot this ruler see-through. Oh, let's go with the pen. First one is a whole number is divisible by 2 if its last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. What that essentially means is all even numbers are divisible by 2, because if a number's last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, that means it's an even number. So every even number is divisible by 2. So the first thing you want to check for rules of divisibility is your number even? If it is, it can be divided by 2. Next one, a whole number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Now this one is a little bit more confusing, but what it means is that, let's say we take the number 36, for example. The way that I know 36 is divisible by 3 is because I memorized the times tables. I know 3 times 12 equals 36. But let's say I didn't know that. What I can do is I can take the digits 3 and 6, I can add them. That will give me the number 9. And if that number is divisible by 3, then 36 is divisible by 3. So we can use this to solve harder ones, like the number 72. I don't know if 72 is divisible by 3 because I didn't memorize the times tables that high. But if I take 7 plus 2, that equals 9 as well. Since 9 is divisible by 3, then 72 is also divisible by 3. We can do this with another one. Let's try, we'll try 153. 153. That's a big number. How in the world would I ever know if that's divisible by 3? Well, let's add up the digits. 1 plus 5 plus 3 equals, I need to stop using numbers that add up to 9. 1 plus 5 plus 3 equals 9, which we know is divisible by 3. Let's try another one. We'll say 114. That's a good one. Is 114 divisible by 3? Well, let's add up 1 plus 4. That equals 6. So yes, 114 is divisible by 3. Now you may be thinking like, Mr. Cleaver, no. We'll do some quick division. Actually I'll just use a calculator to prove it to you for the sake of time so we can keep this video nice and short. If I take 153 and I divide it by 3, whoops, let's get the glare out of here. 153 divided by 3, I get 51. It goes in evenly for a whole number. And that's what we're looking for with these divisibility rules. 3 can go into 153 evenly. Let's try 114. 38. So what this does is it helps us find out if fractions can be reduced into whole numbers, or if they're going to turn out to be improper fractions or strange decimal numbers. So using these divisibility rules really helps out with fractions. It also helps out when you're finalizing your answers to know whether or not you should be getting a decimal or a whole number answer. So that's proof in the number 3 divisibility rule. Let's go to the other ones. Let's go to divisibility rule number 2. All right. Or sorry, we just did number 2, which is the third rule. The third rule for divisibility rule on the number 5. A whole number is divisible by 5 if its last digit is either 5 or 0. The proof for this one is count by 5s. If we count by 5s, we would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And we see every single multiple of 5 ends in 5 or 0. So we have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right? And that's going to go on forever. So if the last digit is 5 or 0, because it just goes 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, then we know the number is divisible by 5. All right. And the last rule, which is probably the easiest one, is a whole number is divisible by 10 if its last digit is 0. So if we count by 10s and we use the same logic, we would have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Every single number ends in 0. So those are the 4 divisibility rules. Now let's use them to find out which of these numbers are divisible by 2, 3, 5, and 10. All right. So first we're going to check all these numbers for divisibility by 2, because that's the fastest, easiest rule. Right? Is this number odd or even? It is odd. So It is not divisible by 2. What about this one, odd or even? Also odd, not divisible by 2. This one, odd or even? Also odd, not divisible by 2. Odd or even? Odd, not divisible by 2. This one, also odd, not divisible by 2. Even, we have an even number because it ends in 0. So this one is divisible by 2, all right? So 72,840 is divisible by 2. All right. Now let's go to, we're going to skip down to rule number 3. We're going to check for the number 5. Remember, if the number ends in 5 or 0, then it's divisible by 5. All right. This number ends in 5, so it can be divided by 5. This number also ends in 5, can be divided by 5. This number ends in 1, so it cannot be divided by 5. What about this one? Ends in 5, all right? And this one ends in 3, so no. But this one ends in 0, so it can be divided by 5. And I'm just adding a comma there so I can see the difference between the numbers. So these 4 numbers divisible by 5. Let's go with the number 10. 10 has to end in 0, so no, 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 no. Yes, this is divisible by 10. All right, so there we go. The divisibility rule for 10 is very, very quick. Now the last one, which is the second rule, which is the rule for 3, which takes a second to solve. So that's why I'm doing that one last. So let's take 4 plus 7 plus 2 plus 8 plus 5. We'll add all of these up. Let's see here, 4 and 7 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 8 is 21, plus 5 is 26. Is 26 divisible by 3? No, it is not. So no 3 there. Then we have 4, 5, 2, 8, and 5. Let's add all of these up. We have 9, 11, 19, and 24. Hey, 24 is divisible by 3. So this one is also divisible by the number 3. Then here we have 3, 5, I'm skipping the 0, 9, 6, and 1. Gives me 8, 17, 23, 24 again. 24 is divisible by 3. So this number is divisible by 3. And over here we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 2, 5. If we add all of these up, we have 5, 10, 17, 19, 24 again. 24 strikes again. So that one is also divisible by the number 3. Let's see here. This number hasn't gotten anything. Maybe 3 will get it. We have 8, 4, 6, 0, and 3. So 8 and 4 is 10, 16, and then 19. So no numbers divisible there. Now the last one, this one has worked for every number. Let's see if it works for 3 too. We have 7, 2, 8, 4. I'm skipping the 0 at the end. 7 and 2 is 9. 9 and 8 is 17. 17 and 4 is 21, which is divisible by 3. So this number is divisible by all 4. All right, and that's how we use our divisibility rules to check numbers for divisibility. That is all there is for this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in the next video.